and welcome to the Untouched Quest. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Siri, and we are reading the Elfquest comics issue by issue, so if you want to follow the story, you can read Elfquest for free at elfquest.com. You can support this podcast by buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/TUQ And remember to follow us on your favorite podcast platform.
And we've gotten a donation from Yoshi, and it says, "Love listening to you guys having fun. Keep up the good work."
Thank you so much, Joji.
We really appreciate you. So today we're going to talk about Shards number 14, 15, and 16. Aroree is closing in on Timmain. Venka calls on the Wolfriders. The Djun gets to meet his master architect. The Trolls is tired of guarding the cocoons. Someone unexpected shows up with the second scroll. The Djun has had enough of his lady Winnowill. And we will take a glance at the Shards epilogue. So Aroree has finally gotten to the point where she thinks she can call for Timmain to come to her.
Yeah, and while she's like calling, she's remembering stuff that has happened before?
Yeah,
or
she's kind of
like
reminiscing.
Yeah. And I was a little like, what happened to her bird?
I think it died.
Oh, okay.
For once,
and why doesn't she have a new one? Like, you know, when the wolves die, they get a new wolf.
Yeah.
Cub. So
it's been like 10,000 years. But I think her wolf, her bird died like earlier in the story. But the birds only lived in the Blue Mountain. And they were like hatching them and breeding them. Yeah, but they don't exist anymore. Aroree's bird was the last one. If you have one bird, you can't make more.
Stupid.
It is stupid.
Like,
they're extinct.
Weren't they like wild animals?
Kind of, but they were living in the Blue Mountain.
Only the Blue Mountain?
Yeah, never seen them anywhere else.
Mm.
So there's no more birds.
So there's not any other birds, like eagle kind of birds she can fly on and like take.
Not like huge ones, no. There's like normal sized birds.
But like if you have like a huge sea eagle, they are huge. She's tiny. She can fly on that.
She's not tiny though.
But she's not.
She's human size.
Nah, she's still tiny.
Yeah,
you know, like
she's
skinny and
yeah, she's petite.
She's a glider.
Yeah, but again, she doesn't know any sea eagles, don't have connection with them, and I doubt a wild sea eagle would just let her ride on its back and command it.
But the Wolfriders just randomly ride on wild wolves.
But they have wolf blood in their veins. Oh, it's kind of different. Yeah. Like they get this connection with the wolves because they are part wolves themselves.
They managed it one time with a bird. Why can't they just like repeat what they did in Blue Mountain?
Maybe someone had powers to like connect to the birds and like control them and like make them
maybe.
Yeah, like make them be domesticated, because like getting a wild bird of prey to be domesticated, it's not easy.
No.
And
not only is she jealous of Skywise for having Timmain as like a wolf friend, she's jealous of like Timmain stealing Skywise.
Yeah, kind of
her.
like relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but they have always seemed like his usual love mates. Aroree has never like
and Skywise?
Yeah, Aroree has never like hit me as the one special love mate for Skywise. It's just been one of those he has spent more time with.
But that's just how Skywise is. He is like a ladies' man. I don't see him settling with one elf.
No. I think that Aroree would really much like that.
Yeah.
But that's not who he is.
No.
And I don't think that he views her as anything more special than any of the other love mates he's had.
Oh, not at all.
Like, he do, of course, appreciate every single one of them as individuals, but like Aroree isn't special, so to say.
No.
in a way that she differentiates from all the others.
Well, one thing I noticed though,
Yeah.
when she's like thinking about Winnowill and all that,
Mm-hmm.
I think actually now, saying it out loud, we have discussed this before, but she's calling Winnowill Lord Winnowill.
Yeah.
But Lord is like a man's
Yeah.
title. I don't know.
But I don't think that they see it as like feminine or masculine kind of title. It's just a title that the master of the gliders have always had, though the Lord has always been Lord Vol.
Yeah.
Since he's close to being a high one, it's never been anyone else than him. But I don't think that they really understand that for us humans, Lord is a male.
Maybe not. But what is the equivalent for Lord?
Lady.
Is it lady? I feel like
It's lady.
I feel like that's like downgrading.
But the Lord and the lady is usually married.
Yeah, but then the Lord is the top.
Yeah, but like in...
So when if you say like Lady Winnowill, you always think that there is someone that's going to be higher than her. But when you say Lord, you like assume
if you
that's
are
on
a
top.
married lady, then yes, there is a lord that has a higher rank than you, because the man usually ranked higher in
Yeah,
society
of
than the
course,
lady
but
did. But
a
she's
lady
not married,
lord
so-
need like a high title too, other than just that lady.
yeah, the lady is the equivalent. You can be the lady of the house and not have
Yeah.
a lord of the house, and then you will be the highest
True,
ranking.
True.
But if you marry a man and the man is from like the same status family as you are, he will outrank you because he's your husband and he's the man.
True.
Yeah.
Now that Venka is like talking to Rayek and Winnowill when they're like trapped in the void, she's basically describing that Winnowill don't really know the true powers of the palace. So then I'm wondering, why is she so eager to get the power when she don't even know what the power is? You know, like I just have the feeling like, oh, let's go find a treasure.
Yeah.
And when you find a treasure, it's like stones, but that's a treasure for someone,
Yeah.
not for me, because I'm like, there's stones everywhere.
What would I do with stones?
Yeah,
Like,
but the one who made the treasure map is like, oh, this is my treasure.
yeah.
So then it's like, you don't know what that power is. Why do you want it?
Because the other elves want it. And she probably knows, or like have information about the palace. She knows it's the High One's palace, that it holds a lot of magic. She wants more magic because she
but
wants to rule everyone.
she still don't know their true power.
No, and she wants it because the others want it. I think that's a big deal of it. Like the other elves want it, so she wants it.
A little childish, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of someone else being childish, Two Edge. Like, well, I will do everything for you, my maiden.
Yeah. He is head over heels in love with Venka.
And I felt a little sorry for him when he's like, you think I don't know what it is to be her foe, yet ever to crave her love? Like, he hates her, he fears her, but he needs her.
Yeah.
It's like, that's so just mindfuck.
Yeah, even though she has been so cruel and mean and literally tortured him, she's also his mom. She's also the only family that he's got and the only person that has always been there for him.
But has she really been there for him?
Has anyone else ever been there for him?
No, but
No.
she hasn't really been there for him either.
No, but she manipulates him into thinking that she's there for him. So he thinks that she's doing stuff for him,
Yeah,
even though she isn't.
true.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I forgot. When Two Edge is like locking the door into the palace and like blocking the way for the Djun.
Yeah.
The Djun is like, open the door. I'm the Lord. I'm the master. You do as I say. And I'm like, when they're trapping you, they're not gonna do as you say. You know,
that ship is sailed, dude. You're not the Lord and the master anymore. You're just a nuisance.
Yeah, if you're so powerful, as you say, open the door yourself.
Yeah, you've
You know?
outlived your usefulness.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna call on my guards. And they're like, what guards? We killed them all.
Yeah, there's no guards anymore.
No.
But right after that, Venka decides to call for Cutter and the others.
Yeah, even though... is it 2H that says, no, not now? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's like, no, don't do it. You don't have all the elves that you need. You're basically calling them into a trap because Djun is calling his men into the shard chambers.
Mm.
And then Venka is calling all the elves up there, and it's going to be a fight, obviously.
But at the same time, like, they know that Aroree and Timmain is going to come as fast as possible.
Yeah,
and
but
they don't have a clock on like where that is gonna be.
No, they don't know if it's like in 2 minutes or 2 months.
No, and at the same time, like calling Cutter, yeah, she could wait.
Yeah,
and by that time there could be an enormous amount of guards outside of that door.
Oh,
and,
yeah, true.
And at the same time, the Djun is calling all of his guards to the door, and if the Wolfriders come later, they will be like kind of trapped from coming into the chamber because there will be a lot of guards and a Djun to fight to get through the door.
So true. Even though the guards they're meeting on the way up to the shard chamber isn't really like a blockade for them. They're just like running straight to them.
Yeah, but at the same time, like all of these guards standing outside this door trying to get in. At this point, like Venka and 2Edge in there that can actually do something. The others are like Winnowill and Rayek are busy.
True.
So if they break through the door, it's gonna be Venka and 2Edge against all of the Djun's guards and the Djun.
So true.
So
true.
having the Wolfriders come earlier will be safer, even though they're like coming into a situation that isn't ideal. Coming later and make it worse.
The Djun is still not giving up on all his like power, or I don't know what to call it, but Cutter is basically saying, "Come, we are coming for shards." And the Djun is like yelling back, "No, they're mine." It's like it's one against I don't know all the elves, trolls, wolves, preservers.
And the elves, trolls, wolves are a lot better fighters than the Djun's men. And they are a lot more adept to fighting than them.
Within the group, they have a huge diversity. So
yeah, and they are literally merciless. They will kill every human if they have to.
Yeah.
And they are not scared of humans. Humans are terrified of them because Djun has initially made them sound like demon deities that is so scary, so dangerous. Keep away from them. We will use these misformed dogs to hunt them down because they're dangerous.
Yeah.
So the guards is going to be terrified of them.
Exactly.
They're not going to be able to hold their own against them and try to fight because they're terrified.
Yep.
So he's kind of like, they're kind of screwed.
They've been screwed from the beginning.
Yeah,
or
they've
been
more screwed
when they chose to pick up the shards.
Yeah. And Winnowill.
They didn't really pick up Winnowill. Winnowill picked up them.
But she fainted and then she got back up. And the Djun could have just like tossed her out of there because she didn't have much magic at that point.
True, but
I think she weak.
I think she would have found her way back anyway.
Yeah, but
if that was something
it would have been
needed.
better for them if they didn't just like pick her up and take her home with them.
True.
They would at least
didn't know what they
got
into their home though.
No.
And it's here when 2Edge is shutting the door with his plank locking the door.
Yeah.
Is he locking all the elves on the outside or is he locking everyone on the inside of the chamber?
Neither. He's looking at the humans. The elves are on the same side as 2Edge.
Yeah, so he's locking them inside the shard chamber.
Yeah, because that's where all the elves need to be.
Yeah,
the humans are on the other side.
I was like struggling a little bit with that because in a way I was like, oh, he's gonna be mean and locking them outside.
No. He's helping at this point.
It was a little on.
Yeah, no, he's helping at this point.
Yeah.
He's helping.
And the hand that is stuck in the door, is that the Djun's hand or is that just a random guard's hand? Because the Djun is kind of resting towards the wall something. It's hard to see if that's actually the door.
I would say that's a guard because the Djun is in his chair and he's being wrapped in wrap stuff. So it can't be his arm.
He's wrapped in his chair.
Yeah, he's sitting in his chair and being wrapped in wrap stuff. So it can't be the Djun.
All this happened so fast I couldn't follow anything. But when Cutter is handing Shuna the sword, or is it, that's to Moon, right?
No, that's a sword.
It's a sword?
It's a sword. It's a full-on sword.
Yeah, handing...
You can see it in Cutter's hands. Like, it's huge. That's not to Moon.
My bad. Yeah, and in Shuna's hand over there, too.
Yeah.
And he's like, here, take it, Shuna. Do what Shuna must. But no, do what hurts Shuna. Understand? And it's like... If you want to kill him, if you need to kill him, do it. But if that's gonna hurt you, don't.
Yeah. If that's gonna haunt your dreams or days forever, don't do it. We can live with you not doing it. It's fine.
It's basically he's like, I can kill her if that's what you need. Oh, not her.
Him. Yeah.
If that's what you need, but
like we just need you to be
safe.
safe.
Have the chance if that's what you need to like.
And they just want her to be safe. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have to take another person's life.
I think it also just shows how smart the elves are.
Yeah.
They are fighters and hunters. They have killed a lot.
But
both
they know
humans and animals, but they also know how that
they know
impacts
when
you.
Not to take a life.
Yeah, and how that can haunt you and impact the rest of your life.
Yeah. They have killed before and they have most likely regretted killing before.
Absolutely.
So the elves move on in through the chambers and get to Winnowill and Rayek.
I just thought when they were like walking through the rooms and Venka is like, oh yeah, there is even 2 more rooms.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, look at all these shards. Oh, I was like, how are they gonna collect them? You know, like they have
like
I don't know,
scoop them up in big buckets.
Yeah, like I don't know how they have like attached this shards to the rooms, if they're like glued, nailed,
super glue. I don't think there could be nails because they would shatter if you put a nail through them.
There could be so much, but I'm like, they are all over the place.
Yeah,
you have to like scrape them off the wall and like put them back together to be your palace.
You're like a puzzle.
I hadn't really thought about that before when like, oh, let's go and collect all the shards.
So you started imagining them like picking them up and then puzzling them back together.
Because they are not magicians. Like they have magic, but not kind of like Accio or Shards and Reparo.
Yeah, but the shards are magical though.
Yeah. We see like how this actually works, but in my head I was like starting to imagine like this whole building process for the palace and putting it all back together. Yeah, like a huge puzzle.
Yeah, like a 3D puzzle.
Yeah, where basically like every piece can fit with
tens of millions of pieces, and everyone is very, very different, and there's no pattern because they're like luminescent, shimmering in different colors.
They are like magical because the palace can change shape and all that.
Yeah.
So like, what shape are we putting them back together like? You know,
what are we looking for?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Luckily for them, they don't have to.
Luckily for them, there's an easier way to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as they get in there, Krim really, really wants to kill Winnowill. Understandably.
Yeah. Time to be rid of the black snake once and for all. But as they've told us numerous times, we are never gonna get rid of Winnowill.
No, because even if she dies, bitch won't be dead.
She's here,
because
dead or alive.
Even if elves die, they are not dead.
Nope.
They're still present in the palace, and they can't have that. They can't have the evil spirit in the palace. They can see that Rayek is kind of losing the fight against Winnowill.
Yeah, he's getting tired.
Yeah. And others want to help.
Yeah, I didn't really notice or realize this before, but Strongbow says it's not only Rayek who can actually withstand her mind power. And I knew about Venka, but I did not know that Strongbow actually could fight against Winnowill in the void.
He is the best sender that Wolfriders have.
Yeah,
he's very adept at sending.
Still, like,
don't you remember in Blue Mountain? She tried to torture him.
Did she?
With her black sending. He was
remember.
He was like in his cage, and Moonshadows was on the other side of the cage. She was like torturing him with the black sending. It's the first time we met Winnowill.
Don't remember.
Well, she did.
Yeah, and he didn't really.
It didn't
get hurt. Or
it didn't hurt him
him
as much as it hurts others.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's more adept to handling it because of his skills in sending.
Okay.
But we get into the void, and we can see Winnowill and Rayek fighting, and she tells him that he's lost.
But you're wrong, Winnowill, because someone else has taken over his job, so he can go back.
Yeah. Somebody calls to him, Venka, telling him Father Rayek come, and opens kind of a portal for him to escape through.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second he does that, Winnowill gets fucked. Death to you, Archer, and you go back, whelp. So Venka at this point knows that Venka and Strongbow is now fighting the fight against her, keeping her locked up in the void.
And she also know that they are not as strong as Rayek, so they can't hold her as long as he could. She can wear them out faster.
Yeah, but at the same time, he can switch in again. Because now he's gonna get kind of recharged.
And Mender is healing him.
Yes.
But she's like mad because Venka and Strongbow don't know the secrets to the palace. She was trying to get the secret from Rayek, and now she can't do anything.
Can't get the secret because they don't know the secret.
They don't have anything she wants. They're just like keeping her prisoner.
Yeah, they're just her gatekeepers.
And it's not fun for her either because she can torment Rayek and be like, I love you. Oh, I don't love you. I love you. I don't love you.
Don't you want me? Don't you desire me? Oh, you can have me, but then you gotta tell me. She can't do that with Strongbow and Venka.
No, they don't care.
She has no shit on them.
They're ice cold.
Yeah. She has nothing on them. Mm-hmm. So that's a losing fight.
And Rayek don't know yet that they actually need an original high one to make all this work.
They haven't managed to tell him that yet.
No. So all they have to do is wait for Timmain.
Yeah, because the moment he comes up, he like runs up and like, oh, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna make it all okay. And Cutter comes running up to him and is like, no, you can't. Not yet.
We need Timmain.
Yeah. Listen to the warriors who came before us through the door of death. Listen, and it just takes his hand and like puts it on the scrolls.
Yeah. Surprised me that it took Rayek that long to actually realize that though.
Yeah, and that's also the moment he realized that Shanti and Scott is dead.
Yeah, because they're probably the ones telling him.
Yeah. And we're back to Aroree out in the forest. And she can see someone coming on the horizon.
Coming closer.
And closer.
And closer.
And it is Skywise and Timmain.
Yeah, she didn't expect Skywise to come.
No.
But of course he would.
He would follow Timmain wherever she goes.
Of course.
Yeah. And then we end up down in the troll tunnels.
Yeah, someone is real tired of like guarding the cocoons.
Yeah.
They're like, we are tired of being like spider mamas.
Yeah, and I am not quite sure how long Pyknos has known that the cocoons have been there, but he may just have noticed because they're pulling him out of the tunnel. He may not have known they were there before now.
I don't think they knew that Equar and the scroll was there. I think they thought that all the cocoons were gone forever.
Yeah.
Because he looks so surprised and be like, oh, it's like bad enough that he took Flam and Drop from us and now they're leaving all this shit behind and like not even asking if we can like watch over them.
Yeah, now we're gonna like open it. It's our hostage. Like, he's mad that they left it there, but he didn't even know it was there.
Mm-hmm. And what a surprise, it's a quarter, and they're like, oh, we get a rock shaper.
Yeah.
This is a good thing for us.
And a quarter is at the same moment like, oh my god, I gotta go help.
Yeah, because he's also touching the scrolls, and he get all the information that Rayek got when he touched the scroll.
Yeah, so he feels like, oh, I must tell them. They must know.
Mm-hmm. But how does he know that Skywise and Timmain and Aroree is basically right on top from the troll cavern where he is?
He doesn't know that.
But he's like, I'm making a hole, and he makes a hole, and a hole disappear, and Skywise goes down that hole, and he's like suddenly inside.
Oh, yeah, no, he probably like feels their presence, or like the spirits told them, like from the scrolls, like Timmain is right above you.
Yeah, and he's like, I must let them in. So it's not just like a happy accident. He know they are on top.
Yeah, but he's been close to the scroll, and the spirits all around, so
maybe, yeah.
And they have Timmain. I'm sure that like having Timmain present like works a lot of stuff.
It's like superpower being Timmain.
Yeah. And at this point, Aroree and Skywise is like walking around looking for a tunnel down, because they're like, the fastest way to get there is through a tunnel.
Yeah, like Aroree is not strong enough to carry both the wolf and Skywise, so.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of fights, fires and shit going on the ground, so it's gonna be real dangerous.
Yeah, and they're gonna be very obvious to spot them, because there's no trees or vegetation anymore. It's all barren.
Mm-hmm.
So if they were just like running or walking up to the citadel, they would be discovered quite fast.
Oh yes.
But suddenly a hole shows up.
Yeah. And underground the trolls are, why are you trying to escape? You're all on your own, you're our prisoner now.
Yeah.
But then someone shows up and they're like, oh, it doesn't look like he's alone to me.
No. And elves have never been Picknose's prisoner. Picknose isn't that kind of a guy, even though he likes to put up a front.
Yeah, and question. Why does Trinket call Equar for Papa Equar?
Well, Equar was in the palace with Rayek and the others when she was abducted.
But they were basically gone for like 2 seconds.
Well, she calls a lot of people Papa.
Like, I would have understood it if it was the other way around. She had lived like 10,000 years without her Papa, but for her it was like 2 seconds.
But isn't it Papa Skywise as well? Or who else is she calling Papa?
I don't know. I just noticed that she said Papa
And she
Equar.
loves Mender.
Yeah, but she doesn't say Papa Mender.
But she has been escaping from her dad since she was very, very small for many, many years, running after the Wolfriders. And she may have like attached herself to Equar because he's this calm and kind, and he doesn't run on hunts, and he just stays in a hold and is very like calm and collected kind of person.
Maybe.
So she might have like connected really to him whenever she ran off.
Maybe. But Picknose is not happy about that, because it's like, for the last time, I'm your father. No, I'm your papa. He's like so tired. So maybe you're right. Maybe she's running around calling a lot of people Papa. Yeah,
like people that she trusts and that she likes, and like, I care about you, so you're my Papa now.
I like it when Skywise is like, okay, Picknose, we don't have any time to waste. Give us the scroll. And he's like, no, you're not getting it. And then Timmain is like, oh, give it to us. And he gets a little scared and he gives it to them. And they're like, oh
my god, the wolf sneered at us.
Mm-hmm. And Trinket is like, Papa, why are you always such a bend over for the elves? And he's like, no, I'm not. Like, you know, you have to like look into the future, like think ahead, because I'm smarter. And now we're gonna get rid of them, you know, and they're gonna go to the humans, and the humans gonna kill them. Yeah,
it's not that I'm scared of them or anything. No. It's not like that. I've never been scared of them.
I'm like, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm just like imagining that this conversation like turning out in real life. Not a good one. Do you think if Shuna has had the time, do you think that she actually would have killed the Djun?
No, I don't think that she has the balls for it.
No, me neither.
I don't think that she could have. If she could have, she would have.
Yeah.
Because she hates him with every inch of her being. So if she were able to kill him, I am 100% sure that she would have done it.
Yeah, it would have already been done.
Yeah, he would have been dead. But she isn't that kind of a person. And the reality is that she can make herself do it.
But one mistake she does is to cut open parts of the wrap stuff.
Yeah.
So she's basically like freeing him when the throne is catching fire and the other guards is like entering.
Yeah, but she isn't cutting up the wrap stuff on purpose. It's kind of like an accident on her part where she's trying to muster up the courage to actually killing him, and then he catches fire and she's like, fuck, this is... I can't do this.
Yeah, and then the guards is like banging on the door and almost breaking through the door.
No, they did break through the door.
Yeah.
And they came running in there and it's like, he's burning.
Yeah, and I think that, or I assume that the wrap stuff is pretty flammable. So I just like imagine almost him being like soaked in gasoline and instantly catching fire.
And that's what it looks like as well. He's like catching fire so fast.
Yeah.
And he's in full blaze.
Cutter wasn't even surprised when Shuna didn't kill him.
No.
But it's really sweet of Cutter because she's like, I failed, I couldn't do it.
Shuna no fail.
He's so sweet.
Yeah.
He knew though that
I'm
she's
quite
not
sure
gonna kill
that
him.
he 100% knew she would not be able to do it because she's so kind. But he gave her the opportunity and a choice to do it if she felt like she had to.
Because sometimes you don't know a person 100%. So
yeah, and in that
you should not take choices for them.
Yeah, and she did have the choice of whether or not she wanted to do it. She can't regret later, like, why didn't I press for wanting to do it? Why didn't I like insist that I should kill him? Well, she tried and she realized she couldn't. But somehow the guards were able to put the Djun out. So he's not on fire anymore and he's running in there.
Yeah, but I'm also imagining like he must have some insane burns.
Yeah.
And
we
like,
can kind of see his skin is like melted off and like boiling.
Do you have colors?
No. But it's like you can kind of see it in this picture.
Yeah, and I can see it when he's running too.
Yeah.
That, like his legs.
Yeah, it looks quite bad. You know, I don't have colors, sadly. I wish.
But like burns are pretty bad, and I imagine also that his clothes are almost melted into his skin.
Yeah.
And it was like ripping his skin when he's running.
Yeah, and he's wearing this like metal crown on his head, and it's gonna be so flaming hot. And he's just running on pure adrenaline at this point.
Probably.
Yeah.
When Tuedge warned Shuna, be like, you have to go. Like, you are gonna see what they really are, and you don't want to see that. And in my head, I'm like thinking, what is it that's that bad that she hasn't seen? She have seen the elves killing other humans and all that.
Yeah, I think that he thinks of the Wolfrider as more the feral kind of Wolfriders that they can be, and that he doesn't think that she can handle seeing them being more feral.
But she has already seen a lot of bad shit.
She has, and he doesn't really know what she has seen.
Probably.
He just tries to take care of her. And
do you think he is thinking about the magic? Like how Rayek is controlling the guards and like making them, I don't know, explode, stop, something?
Maybe, but at the same time, she knows they have magic. And when she's like looking at what happened to the humans, she's like, see them as they really are. She's like thinking about it like they're magical beings, and I don't think that comes off as a shock for her.
No,
that they're magical beings and that they're powerful, but at the same time they have protected her and taken care of her. So why should this change her mind? Why should she be scared when they, after all, were her protectors?
Yeah, and they haven't hurt her a bit. So
they're hurting those who try to hurt them.
Yeah.
And as long as you're not trying to hurt them, They won't hurt you.
And they're protecting those who's protecting them. So she's one of them now.
Yeah, and they're protecting those who cannot protect themselves.
Mm-hmm. But what does Rayek actually do to the Djun and the guards? Like, is he blowing them up? Or, like, I'm struggling from this image to really see what he's doing. And then on the other image, it looks like there's some kind of smoke coming.
I don't really know what he did to them.
They're all laying on the ground, though. But
yeah, and they're still alive. They're like,
oh, yeah, true. So then he couldn't have blown them up.
No, because they're still alive, but he probably like...
Oh, maybe it's like pain sending. They're like
but
in
he
agony.
doesn't do pain send. He doesn't do black sending.
Not like black sending. He's just like inflicting a lot of pain in their body.
That's black sending.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But maybe he's just like lifting them up and like smashing them to the ground or
maybe
something. It isn't depicted very well what he's actually doing, but it's effective nonetheless.
Gives them time to start turning the scrolls.
Yeah, because at the same time, a Quar comes through the floor with Skywise, the scroll, and Timmain.
Mm-hmm. I like Equar's face when he pops up. He's like, "Oh my, like,
what is going on here?
There's a lot of happening here."
He's so pure.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're all ready to start putting the palace back together.
Yeah, they
so
create
now they're just gonna scrape the walls.
Yeah, they're getting ready to find a spatula and scrape the walls for all the crystals. No, they're gathering in the circle around Timmain.
Yeah, and she's transforming into the half human, half wolf body.
Yeah, and this magic power gives Winnowill more power. I think I like read it that way, that when they start doing this, Winnowill also gain more power and can fight off Venka and Strongbow.
Yeah, or she feels that it is about to happen now.
Yeah.
This is my last push. I need to use every single inch of power that is left in my body to just get this two away from me, to get out, because there's no more waiting. This is the last chance. If I don't do it right now, I've lost.
Mm-hmm. She really looks like a black snake here, though, when she, or like, I don't know, more like a monster.
It's
like a claws.
Demon.
Yeah.
She looks like a fucking demon.
Yeah, she does. And like her black hair is like standing
to
all edges.
This is the first time that an elf has actually looked like the devils or the demons that the humans have always said they were.
Yep.
She doesn't look like a good, like, elven magical being. She looks like a fucking demon.
Yeah, but I don't understand why Timmain doesn't totally transform.
Wow.
Like, why is she only like half transformed?
She feels more like a wolf. She feels more herself when she's in the wolf body.
But later she's transforming 100% to an elf again. Like, but what's the deal with that?
No, maybe she wants to be more wolfish for this. I don't know exactly why, but it might be something about like how she feels and in this body.
I like it when the Djun is like kind of waking up and he's like, "Oh, Lady Winnowill is battling a silver-furred demoness," and it's like, you see Timmain as a demon, but not
Winnowill.
Yeah, you still see like Lady Winnowill, even though now she has her elf form again. I know
she truly looks like a fucking demon.
Yeah, I know the Djun has seen her elf form before, but she looks more demon than Timmain.
Yeah, Timmain looks like a half wolf, half human creature, but she doesn't look like a demon. But it's very beautiful because when Timmain jumps Winnowill, she's like sending for my children, for all power, and Winnowill's like responding like for all power and the palace. Like there's so different reasoning for fighting this fight, because Winnowill is doing it for herself while Timmain is doing it for everyone, for all of her children.
Exactly.
And they're fighting. Timmain is biting Winnowill's neck.
They're fighting like claws and hands, basically. Like Timmain is scratching Winnowill's face, skin, all over the body.
And Winnowill is screaming, "No one can hold me, and no one dares kill me. Submit."
Yeah. No one of the elves dares to kill her, though.
No, because they know better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so good. Like, the Djun is waking up. The two, Timmain and Winnowill is fighting. And the trolls comes in with their hands full of gold.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, slow down, Flam. I'm dropping all my booty. Like, I have too much to carry. Don't run too fast."
Yeah.
But they're dropping everything anyway because they're so
like,
shocked.
"What the fuck is going on in here?
What did we miss?"
Yes. And Rayek is trying to stop Winnowill, telling our beloved, "You're going to lose. Join me. Share the palace with me." But she just pushes him away with black sending or with magic, and she's like all bruised. She has scratches all over her face and her body, and her clothes are shattered. And
when all the other guards is like waking up, Aquarius is like, "Oh no, we can't have you joining this fight either." So it's like magically getting all their hands and feet stuck to the floor.
Yeah, and the Djun has now picked up his weapon, and he is running as fast as he can towards Winnowill.
Yeah, and they're trying to stop him.
Yeah.
Two-Edge is trying to stop him. Strongbow is sending an arrow straight almost
but he
into his heart.
misses. He misses. He never misses.
No, it goes almost to his heart, though.
Yeah, but he missed because it didn't go to his heart.
Oh, yeah,
Curse it.
true.
Kill wasn't clean, he says.
Yeah.
But it's probably because he's just been fighting Winnowill and he's tired and he's exhausted.
And maybe it's because the Djun is so big, it's hard to actually know where the heart is. And his heart is maybe super tiny too, so.
Yeah, but at the same time, I imagine Strongbow being quite tired and exhausted at this point.
Yeah.
But the Djun is doing everything he can to fight Winnowill. And Winnowill, in her own, just sends out black sending and puts all of the Wolfriders on the floor.
But there is one she's not black sending to.
Yeah.
Which is a big mistake on her part.
Yeah.
And it's the Djun.
Because all of them are laying on the floor and Cutter is fighting to sit up. He's fucking strong sitting up after that. And he just watches as the Djun chops Winnowill's head off.
Is this actually something she wants? Because this is Winnowill's eye, right? And she's like, "Do it." She's daring him to do it. And it doesn't look like she's hiding it.
I don't think that she thinks she can win this physical fight. But if she at that moment dies, her spirit will be free, and she thinks that at least I can torture you all in eternity through my spirit.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe she wanted to die. She wanted to leave her bodily, her earthly vessel.
Yeah.
She wanted to be free. She didn't.
Yeah, I think that's because she has just realized I'm never gonna win this fight against Timmain. I'm never gonna win this fight. I can't do it.
And the Djun is after me too, so.
Yeah, I can't do it. He might as well kill me, and I will try to do as much damage as I can as a spirit. And everyone is in shock.
And it must be so scary though. It's you see this black shadow smoke coming from her body, and you know what this shadow smoke can do to them.
Everyone is just we've lost. Her hate will fill the shards, destroy us all.
Yeah, but Rayek is actually a hero.
He's so strong.
He is absorbing it all.
Yeah.
Taking Winnowill into his body. It's like, I could carry all the other gliders.
I have borne the
Gliders.
spirits of the gliders within me. I
Mhm.
can bear yours.
Yeah. I don't think he can for a long time, but
It is
For
a
now.
big burden to carry.
yeah, for now,
Yeah.
they are all safe. But
And
knowing
it's so
Winnowill, she's coming back.
but it's so beautiful. Like, Cutter catches Rayek.
Mhm.
And he's like, what have you done? Her spirit sleeps, entrapped. Don't know for how long. Save the palace now. Like, just the fact that Cutter was the one that caught him, and it's like,
yeah, he knows the burden
Yeah.
that he took on.
yeah, he understands the weight of it. They formed a circle again.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
then,
see, like now Timmain is her Timmain shape.
yeah, maybe she needed to be the half wolf shape in case Winnowill would break up.
It's like a better fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she got claws and teeth, like
Mhm.
fangs. But suddenly, all of the shards pop off the walls. They
This
didn't have to
image-
scrape them off.
No, this image looks a little dangerous because look at all these points on the shards and they're like
yeah,
just going straight to the Wolfriders.
but as they like move, they become kind of like liquid.
Yeah, or like stardust.
Yeah, so they're not shards anymore.
Or star stuff, as they call it.
Yes, and just flowing around them and creating the vessel.
Yeah, the original vessel.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Look how Skywise is holding Timmain.
Mm-hmm.
His head is basically like snuggling between her boobs and be like, oh, I'm gonna be tight
Oh
to
yes,
you.
the boobies, the boobies.
Yeah, and your naked body.
But at the same time, it's beautiful because he's not like watching her; he's watching
Mhm.
the wonder around him.
The star stuff, because he likes all the star stuff happening.
Yeah, and everyone is kind of entrapped in this, and you get this really grim picture of the Citadel Mound.
Oh yeah, it's burning down. There is nothing left really.
No, the city is gone.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's collapsing basically.
Yeah,
And so is the Djun's
chamber.
Shards chamber, yeah.
But it's so beautiful. This last picture, you can see him just standing there, holding his chest where it was shot, with Winnowill's head and blood and hair just all around him, and he's just watching the palace fly away.
Yeah, and like his chamber within the chamber, in the tower within the tower, it's just like
It's
falling
gone.
apart.
Yeah, it's gone.
He don't have anything anymore.
No.
I don't think there is a lot of humans left in the Citadel.
And
to
those
help
who are
him
left,
rebuild.
they're not his supporters anymore.
I hope not.
They're not.
Mm.
He's done so much
Maybe
towards
some
them.
stupid guards are still supporting him, but
Yeah.
when it's all just like collapsing though,
Yeah.
a lot of people's gonna be buried in the rubble.
Yeah. And we're getting into the epilogue.
And it's a lot of text.
It's a
I
lot
thought
of
we were
text.
reading a comic, not a novel.
But the first we get is a picture of the palace flying up into the sky, and it says that the palace of the High Ones has taken its original form.
It looks like a cone.
Yeah, that of a great flying bowl.
A cone.
Yeah.
Like a pine cone.
Yeah, kind of like
Mhm.
a pine cone. And just flying up into the sky above the citadel, leaving Earth.
Mm-hmm. And we can see like the pain that Rayek is in like just
Yeah.
carrying everyone.
Yeah, and he's kind of isolating himself, going away into somewhere he can be alone, because it's like he says, I can no longer be the master of the palace. His mournful voice quiets his resolve. Who will guide it now?
Timmain and Skywise, obviously. not
Yeah,
like
but, like,
Timmain, I would have guessed, not Skywise. Or they basically
Rayek's
saying,
whole thing has kind of been like, I'm the master,
Yeah.
this is my place, but now he feels like he can't even be there because he's carrying Winnowill. So like
But-
taking in her spirit kind of like ruined his dream.
but I'm looking at like his new role as more important as his old.
Yeah.
Like being the prison guard for Winnowill.
Yeah, the protector of the elf.
Is more important than like flying the palace. Everyone can basically fly the palace, as Skywise says. Like we can all like learn how to do this.
Yeah.
As long as we have a little magic, I guess.
And Skywise responds that we will. Skywise smiles. The palace belongs to the High Ones. When the world of Two Moons was fresh born, Timmain was among the palace's first masters. She'll teach us how to fly it. And that's beautiful. Like, don't worry, Rayek. You don't have to carry this burden.
No, it's not yours to carry.
Yeah.
We're all gonna help you.
Yeah. Suddenly, like, now we're gonna come into different timelines and stories that we haven't read yet.
They're all merging.
Yes, because Cutter says that Ember's tribes need help.
And then gonna fly there, right?
Yeah.
Or they are flying there.
They're flying there, and they pick them up.
And when they're flying there, they're changing the shape of the palace. They can recognize it.
Yeah.
And what has happened with Amber? Like, there's fire and shit happening in the background here.
So what happens to Ember is the next story that we're gonna read.
Yeah.
So we're gonna figure out everything that happened with Ember and her tribe.
I'm a little... How much time has actually passed? You know, like, in my head, I'm like, it's been a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. You know?
Because Shards is very, very fast-paced. You feel like not a lot of time.
And then I'm like...
inspires.
What have Ember had time to do? You know, like, build a new camp and they suddenly need help? Like... Yeah,
reading the next issues... That's
fast book.
That's really, really, really big book. You're gonna understand that a lot of time went by without us really feeling the presence of the time, because a lot of stuff happens
and
to Ember.
The same with the Sun Folk, because they are suddenly living underground. Yeah.
And Dart and Vinkin and some others are on top of a burning pyramid.
Yeah, so what happened
somewhere
there?
Else. We're going to pick up on all of the stories here before we move on to the final quest, of course. So that you will get all of this. But I really love this picture of the reunion between Cutter and Ember. And it's so beautiful.
Like a reunion with chiefs.
Yeah.
Of chiefs.
And Mender is just standing there, like, wanting to, like, hold her and like...
reunite with her.
Yeah, and Lita's just like, no, it's not your time. It's not for you.
Lita knows how Ember has grown for this time, though.
Lita's been with Ember. Lita knows everything that's happened.
And Ember, you can like basically read in these pages that Ember is really like, I don't know if I want you anymore. Like, I have grown so much, I have experienced so much, and obviously you haven't. Yeah,
or he's experienced a lot, but not
enough.
It's not. It doesn't hold the same weight as what Ember has experienced.
They have grown apart.
Yeah, they have.
Was Suntop with Dart's clan?
With the Sun people.
But was then...
Yeah, with Dart.
Dart is with the Sun people.
You can see him back here.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, I think they were in the Forever Green.
I don't know what the Forever Green is, though. Should I know? No.
No, you don't know.
They mentioned the Forever Green. I know they did.
Yeah. Go to palace over the Forever Green jungle.
But is that then different from the grotto the Sun people are living in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The Forever Green is nowhere close to Sun people.
Okay, so then Dart and his people are in the Forever Green, and then you have
the Sun people.
Sava and the Sun people underground.
Yeah, and it's quite beautiful and importantly written. Ember's twin brother Suntop provides a psychic beam which guides the palace over the devastating Forever Green jungle. His is the first and most powerful of elfin minds to send out a call. like Suntop has struggled through the whole story about like his identity and what is his role, or who's he gonna be. Like Ember's gonna be the chief, but who is Suntop gonna be, and that has a lot to do with like who he's gonna become.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we got mermaids in this story. Like, look at this. She really looks like a mermaid. Like with this, it looks like fish scales.
Yeah,
you know?
it's armor.
Looks like fish scales.
It's armor.
It's a mermaid.
I'm sorry, and I really like this picture where everyone is like reuniting, the whole family, and Djun is just standing there in the background watching.
Yeah.
Like I really want to say hi to my dad.
I know we have kind of said hello to Djun before, but I was like, what the fuck, Skywise is dad?
Yeah,
I know
we've never like seen them together.
Djun
We've never
before.
seen them in a setting where he's actually a dad. And Suntop joins Skywise and Timmain in sending out a call to all the other elves.
Yeah, they're gathering. So they're picking up some people, go-backs. And what's weird with the go-backs, because they're still fighting.
Yeah.
What are they fighting for now? There is no palace to go back to.
No, but there are go-backs, you know. There are go-backs.
Yeah, and they're like, it's been so long, I don't recognize any of the faces.
Yeah, but it's... I want to go back to the picture with Suntop. Suntop, Timmain, and Skywise, because under there it says, it's like Skywise's words to Djun, a daughter the stargazer muses. So even if I fly far away from the world of two moons, a part of me will remain. That's like...
He wants to be a part of the stars, though. He's
always
fly.
wanted that. But like for the first time, he feels like he has something to like leave behind on the world of two moons if he goes.
Something for the others to remember him.
Yeah. But they go out to the Sun People and they make like an opening down to the underground where they're hiding, because they didn't even have a way out of there.
Which is weird. Why hide under there but no way to escape?
Yeah. And then they go pick up these go-backs. And like, of course, it's been 10,000 years. The go-backs are mortal. So Krim naturally wouldn't know any of them anymore. Neither would Djun, because she left them during the sleep. So it's been a lot of years.
Oh yeah, and did you notice Drop of Lamb?
Yes.
They're like, oh, I can't handle this motion sickness flying in the palace.
But we also get to see someone huddled up like a little ball in a little hidey hole.
Yeah. Like from the image, I read that she's a little afraid, but from the text, it's more like she feels she don't belong. She's not one of them. Like she sees so many strange, like good spirit, as she calls them.
Yeah, like she doesn't feel like she's one of them. They did save her life and they have helped her tremendously. But she doesn't feel like she belongs there. She doesn't feel like she belongs with them. She doesn't feel like she has a home anymore, a family, nowhere to go. She's kind of lost.
But luckily Lita is there. She's like, I'm gonna be your new mama.
And also Tillit is there, which are the two first spirits that she met and that she cared for and has cared for her. And it makes her feel very, very safe.
And she recognized Lita because she still has like the rags from
the dress
that her mother gave Lita when she fell through the roof.
And it's so beautiful. Like she still has parts of that dress.
Yeah, and that basically like says to Shuna that's like, this is my mother kind of, or like my new mother, because she's wearing
and
pieces of my mother.
She like cared so much about me when I were a stranger and I was just a child and I was sick, and she saved my life.
And we can see that Lita actually heals her. Like he has this wound on his hand and everything. She's healing that.
And Lita says that my fingers remember you, human. Since you were a coupling, you have been part of me. That's so beautiful.
Because, Shuna was the first human that Lita actually touched and healed, so...
Yeah. And when Venka, like, talks to the go-backs, they're like, you? Kavi's daughter? Like, what the fuck?
They're like, yeah, Kavi is just like a name
She's
several
like
generations ago.
she's like an ancient history. Like we tell
Yeah.
stories about her.
She's a legend, but
Yeah,
no
they're
one
all
else has actually met her.
No one's seen her. They don't know where she is or have been for years. They like, oh, she's probably dead.
But she is not. She is on the ground, like in wrap stuff with Tildak, right?
No, they woke up a long time ago.
Have you seen that? They haven't shown us that.
Yeah, they have in dream time. They like woke up and they were like, we're fighting. We saw Tildak and Kavi waking up together. They like flew off, I think.
Don't remember. I just remember
We're gonna
them,
read Venka's story,
like
Kavi's story
Tildak
as well.
basically like wrapping around Kavi, and then they're wrapped in
No, we
wrap
saw them wake up all wrapped up. We saw them wake
no, but
up.
also like we saw it when Tildak like wraps himself around Kavi.
Yeah, but we also
during
saw
the
them
fight.
wake up
I
later.
don't know.
Well, we did. They're awake. The sun
trust
people are
you, though.
awake. They were wrapped with the sun people. The sun
Were
people
all
are
the
up.
some people wrapped too?
Dart were wrapped. Dart were wrapped. All the sun people that is not immortal got wrapped. And all the sun people that were hurt got wrapped because they didn't have a healer present. So they needed to wrap everyone that was hurt so that they wouldn't die.
Okay, I trust
So like
you.
when Lita came back, they took the palace to the sun people and they like healed everyone and then they opened the cocoons.
I trust you.
Yeah. I'm right.
I don't know. I don't remember.
We've talked about this before.
Several issues ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading this
A
issue
book
now,
ago.
not like yeah,
An entire Dark Horse book ago.
like 600 pages ago.
Yes. And in another little hidey hole, there's someone else that's hiding.
Yeah, Two Edge.
Yeah.
He is so destroyed. He don't know what to do with himself after his
No.
mother died.
All he knows is that he wants to be close to Venka.
Mm-hmm.
And he called for her, like, maiden, do not leave me. Like, she's all that he has.
Yeah, and I think Two Edge would be a good company for Venka and Aroree to go look for Kavi and Tildak, though.
Yeah. And this picture is so beautiful. It's like a full
Everyone
tribes
gathered.
picture of everyone together.
Yeah, we're missing the preservers, though.
Yeah, I'd like to go back to some people, but this is all of the Wolfriders. All of the people that is considered part of the tribe.
What are they sitting on?
Palace stuff.
It looked weird.
It's kind of like a rock, but it's like palace stuff.
Yeah, it looked
And they're also
weird.
saying that like they need to split up again.
Yeah.
Ember tells Cutter that she needs to go back to the Howling Rock.
She has unfinished business.
Yeah.
Does she say that they are basically fighting the Djun's peace hounds that like got away kind of thing? Or was I reading that wrong?
We'll see.
We'll see.
It's not peace hounds,
Okay.
but it's something.
Yeah, so it's not like Winnowill's creations running all the way from the Citadel over here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, not everyone who was with Ember is going with Ember again.
No.
She's like,
Now everyone gets to choose where they want to be. If they want to go
Yeah.
with Ember or with Cutter. So now instead of like being sure to make people survive, they get the choice to go with this or that tribe because none of them are really in little danger right now or mortal danger.
yeah, we don't really see a picture with who's going where, but Flem and Drub is going with Ember and Mender is going with Ember, right?
Krim, Djun, Pike, Tilly to Dushan and Scouter, Drummond Flem is going with Ember.
Okay.
You can see them here
Okay.
if you like look at them.
One thing, like, I'm a little disappointed since
Yeah.
this is more a novel, not a comic. I would love to see, like, the moment when Pike and Krim is reunited, and they're being so like glad for the new cub, but then sad because they lost Scott, and like that would have been such a beautiful moment, like drawn out. I think
this moment is really beautiful. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Cutter and Lita and Suntop is like waving farewell to Amber, and Lita is holding Shuna's hand because she's her new daughter.
And with this holding hand, you see the power that Lita is like, I am the mother, even though you're almost twice as tall as me. I am gonna take care of you. Like that's how this relationship's gonna work.
Yeah, and Cutter like asks her like, Shuna wants to go home in her own language, and she's like, mother is dead, father too. If there is justice, the citadel has fallen, just like I wanted. But I have no home.
Oh, you do, honey. Your home is with Cutter and his family.
Yeah. For a day I was a hero, but I failed to kill the Djun. The people of the mound would spit on me if they knew. And he just responds sweetly like, Shuna no fail. Stay with us, wolffolk, till Shuna knows no fail.
Yeah. She's probably gonna stay with them till she dies.
With you, good spirit, I could stay forever. Like, of course, that's who they are.
Forever for a human is like a drop in the water. For the elves,
but like it'll be her forever.
Yeah, he will probably be like 20-30 more years.
Yeah.
And what's that when we're counting 10,000 of years?
Yeah. And I get to see this really kind of dark picture of Rayek leaving everyone.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's having a really rough time.
He is. He's struggling like how he can keep Winnowill inside and still living a worthy life and stuff.
Like he calls himself like, I'm the dungeon keeper on eternal watch. And I am the dungeon.
And Quarry is yelling after him. It's like, Brownskin, where will you go? How will you live?
I will live.
I must, even if I wish it otherwise. I am the dungeon keeper. But it's like, how can you have a worthy life though and constantly fighting Winnowill?
Yeah.
Well, I love the scene here when Cutter is like sitting in a cave or something within the palace.
Yeah, and you can see his parents.
Yeah, and he's like thinking back to everything they've done and being more like, what am I supposed to do now? I have done my quest and I have done this other quest, and then he's done so much.
Yeah, and now the palace is like flying from Earth. It's like leaving the planet of the two moons.
It is. And he don't know, like, he probably has like an existential crisis.
Yeah, like what will I do now? What will the tribe do? Who will we be? How will we live? And suddenly, as they fly, the floor turns transparent.
Everything turns transparent. Yeah. It looks like he's flying in the universe.
And Cutter has a full-on panic attack.
Oh, yes.
Like falling to the ground, like clawing at the ground, screaming. He's terrified.
And it was just Skywise who wanted to show him the beauty of the stars and moon and the galaxy. He loves it.
Cutter just screams, no! Change it back! Change it back!
Yeah. And that kind of makes Skywise start to think, and he'd be like, wow, our interest has changed. Like, I want to be up here. I want to experience the whole galaxy, the whole universe.
This has been Skywise's dream since he was a child.
Yeah.
And this has never been Cutter's.
No, he's... No, he's terrified. He want to get back to Earth. He want his feet on the ground.
And not to speak about the fact that he's scared of heights.
Yeah. Basically.
And he can see the will of the two of us just becoming insignificantly tiny under his feet. And there's like nothing there.
Yeah, and they're talking. And Skyway is like, the stars are alive. For you, brother. Cutter embraces him. But the stars aren't for everyone. The river of your dreams and mine forks here. You've given up for wolf's blood to be endless like a high one. You can enjoy whatever you wish. I choose the way, the Wolfriders, and World of Two Moons. There I was born, and there I'll die. Then, I promise, I will fly with you. So Cutter don't want to be immortal.
No. Cutter wants to live the life that he has always lived.
Yeah, and he's basically saying, I can join you in the stars when I die.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to the ground.
Yeah, and it's really beautiful because Skywise also tells him, I'm sorry, Cutter, I'm sorry. I wanted you to see how beautiful it is out there. I just wanted you to show you the stars.
Yeah, but the beauty is different for everyone.
Yeah, not scare you to death.
No.
And Cutter just responds, I'm not afraid to die. Shanti showed me, but this. Where were the sounds of bird song and running water? Where were the scents of trees and flowers of animals?
Mm-hmm.
Where were the living things? Like up in space, there's no living things, really.
No.
It's just darkness.
But that's the different perspective of beauty. For Cutter, beauty is the hold, the home.
Yeah.
For Skywise, it's the sky and the endless side of like stars in university. Like you never know where it ends. For Cutter, that might be a little frightening. He wants to know where the river ends. He wants to know, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nightfall and Redlands comes up to him with something in their hand.
That's so beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Have they saved the seed forever?
Yeah.
Or did they basically just find it in a palace?
No, they've kept it.
Wow.
He says that it's from the father tree, from the holt where the tree was born, the holt that burned. It's my greatest treasure. I'd like to plant it in the spot if it still exists. Redland smiles. Could we, maybe, begin tonight's hunt there?
Yeah, they want to basically recreate the holt.
They want to go back to the original holt and start the holt over again.
Yeah.
And like that's beautiful. It's somewhere they haven't been in so many years.
Imagine though it's like a whole city built right on top of there. You know, they're like going back, and
but like we can kind of see it here though.
But
it's
are
a
we
forest.
sure that's like the place or just not a random forest?
It's the place.
It would have been so fun. They got there and be like, shit, they built a house straight on top of our father tree.
Yeah. And it's like the last things that Cutter says is the smaller truth within the larger. Cutter mumbles, giving Nightfall a knowing glance. He turns to his brother in all but blood, Skywise. The stargazes whispers, his eyes and grins. Forests grow back. Everything comes full circle. Come on, let's go. Let's go see.
Will Skywise go with them now?
Well, we will see when we pick up. We will see when we pick up Cutter and Skywise's story, but it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, because now in the Fat-Ass Book of Volume 5 in the Dark Horse collection, it's almost like 800 pages or something.
Yeah, it's 721 pages of Ember's journey.
Yes, it's like a brick in my back.
Yes, it's Ember's journey, and then we have the Forever Green, and we will probably do Kavi's story and some other things before we actually pick up Skywise and Cutter's story.
Yeah, because that's going to be the final quest?
No.
No, okay.
No, there's some other stuff before that, but we kind of have to fill in some holes in the story before we continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the next episode, we're going to talk about hidden years number 16 and 17.
So until next time, go recognize a troll.